Hello, I'm just coming on today to make a really quick autumn card, or fall as they call it in America. It's for a swap and it's been quite autumnal today, so it's good inspiration. Now I've dug out some of my old paper stash because I really need to use it up. I'm going to a craft fair in about a week's time, so I really need to make some space for new stuff. Yes. And I really do need to use some things, so I am going to be extra generous with this card and I'm going to use the whole sheet and just use that as the card base. So I'll just take the A4 sheet, which was all part of the same kit, which is the Country Treasures kit. I bought it ages ago. I think it might be from my paper stash, which was on Crate and Craft. I don't know if they still exist, but like I say, because I bought this ages ago. So anyway, everything is from that, other than the washi tape, which I'm also trying to use up. So I've just folded that as my card base. I'm going to use this image of the trees, and then I want to use this image as well, which I'm going to put over there, but I want these obviously to be the same height because I think that might look slightly odd. I don't know. Anyway, first of all, I am going to ink the edges because I just don't like the harsh wet edges. Actually, before that, I am going to just take a nail file because there are some little pips on the card there. Apologies for any noise with this. I have got my mic on, so it shouldn't pick the background noise up. Apparently it's supposed to cut the background noise out. Do this one as well. So, don't want it upside down, do I? So, I still can't quite decide whether I want that the same size or not. But first of all, I'm going to put the distress around the edge. I am using brushed corduroy, just because I wanted a brown, and this was the first one that I grabbed out of the drawer. And I have picked out a sentiment from that same kit, which says, "Live like someone left the gate open," which I love that quote anyway. And I've also found a little extra image to add to this, which I think will be perfect to go with the quote. I'm just going to add a bit of shape to this as well. I don't want it too flat, although it has got to be posted, so I can't add too much height to it. But I'll just shake the bits off there. Now I need to decide whether I'm going to trim this one down to the same size or not, and I think I'm going to leave it. I think it should look okay. Maybe bring them in a bit. I'm happy with that. So I am going to stick these down with some foam pads because I want to add a bit of height. what I'm going to do before I actually stick that down is also add some of the Distress ink around the edge of the card. Now it has already got a slight sort of brown tinge around the edge, so it already looks a bit distressed. I think this will just bring it all together. Right, now I can come back in with my image, and what I like to do is add a little drip of clear glue, clear glue to the back of the foam pads, just so I've got time to move it around in case I stick it in the wrong place. Right, that one stuck, and that went on reasonably straight. That's going to go there, like so, and then I am going to stick this little character on, which, as I said, I think works really well with the there's a little chick running off into the distance, so I think that'll work well with my sentiment. I'm just going to put some ink around him as well, just to take away his white edge. Doesn't matter that it's brown. There we go. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of glue to the back. There we go. And he is going to go about there, like so. And then my piece de resistance is this, which is also in the same kit. It's die cut, and I am going to make that into a gate. So I've got my heat resistant messy mat that's just covered in stuff. I'm going to use this rusty patina from Imagination Crafts. And not only does this add colour, but it also adds texture, so that's really good. And I'm going to use a rubbishy brush, if I can find one. That will do. And I'm just going to plop it on. I'm not worried about it looking neat. And I'm now going to use another rusty patina. The previous one was Rustique, and this colour is Verdigris. So I got both of these from my local craft shop. I'm going to take some of that off the brush because I don't want too much. I don't want to cover up this colour. I just want to add a slight patina to it. You might probably, if I lift it up, you might be able to see the texture. You can just see the lumps and bumps in it. I'm just going to add a bit more of that. And now you can see why I'm using a rubbishy brush, because this pouncing technique is not good for your brushes. A tiny bit more. And I think I am happy with that. So I'm just going to pop that there, so it will be free. Okay. I'm just going to stick that there, and the trick is not to move too much. Just get rid of that. Hopefully that will stay. That's good. And I think the only thing to add is maybe I need to make it look a little bit more autumnal. So the next thing I'm going to add is some leaves. Now, some of you will notice that I didn't paint the other side of the gate, which is a bit silly because obviously going open, so people are going to see it. So I've done that. I just put my craft sheet under there. This dries quite quickly, so that's done now on both sides. And I have just cut some leaves. So this is the dye I've used. It's a Joycrafts or Nor Designs dye. They are some of my favourites. I really like Dutch dyes. I also like Elizabeth Craft Designs dyes. And I like the Studio Light papers as well. So anyway, I have cut 3 of those from some paper that's been in my stash for probably a decade, and that's not a joke. And I am going to use some bundled sage on that just to add some colour, because also I don't want it to be completely orangey browny or whatever this colour is. Now I'm just going to shape them a bit, because obviously I don't want them to look perfect. I'm just going to shape them up, screw them up a bit, fold them a bit, so they'd look like fallen leaves that have been on the ground. And I'm going to add them with a drop of glue rather than a foam pad, because they're already sort of sticking up enough from shaping them. So hoping that will go down there. So I've got my completed card there with my gate and my chick running through it with the sentiment. And then inside I'm going to add some washi tape, just because I can, and sometimes I add inserts, sometimes I just add a picture. Now the kit does come with inserts, but unfortunately they're the wrong way round because they're for a portrait card. So yeah, I did think about cutting this out, but I decided to not do that. I'm going to add some washi tape. I'm going to add some to the inside crease there. I've got those on the top and bottom. I could also add another die cut leaf there. In fact, I might do that. That's terribly out of focus. There we are, sorry. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. Add another die cut leaf. So I've just die cut another of the leaves just to add to the inside there, which I think finishes it off. So that is done. You can see it's a bit of depth to it, and the gate obviously opens, and then we have the sentiment. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.